it sounds so good right now. Like, I love pretending like I'm a caveman. just ripping meat off bone.
Yeah.
With my teeth.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so satisfying. It's messy. I love messy food.
I'll take your word for it. Anyways, welcome back to Operation Pixel.
I'm hungry.
Where I've been talking about ribs.
I'm hungry. Replacement never arrived. We're shoving off just the same. I realized I kind of evolved him into Snake.
Yeah, a little bit. What about the sea monsters?
No, we gotta give it worse than that. They're just oarsmen.
What about the sea monsters? Who's gonna protect the ship?
That'll be me, Orcruz, Sean, and these guys.
These kids.
Yo.
Ron and his friends protecting you down here.
Wait a minute.
Ron and his friends have seen more combat than I ever have. Nothing to worry about.
If you say so, Kadra, we trust your judgment.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. What do if one of you becomes incapacitated? You go to the first aid kit. Don't worry about it. I had a word with the passengers. We're gonna force them to work.
I would go and give the order when the time comes.
You have a dumb voice.
Why don't you shut up and stop talking? Stop asking dumb questions.
Select a replacement and bring him here. Oh, sweet. We gotta force people into slave labor.
Yep. You get to pick who does it.
Alright,
Alright, you can balance the sides. So if you put a wuss on one side, get a wuss on the other side.
Your orders. See you later. Shove off. You know what we could do is just like make like silly voices.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like Animal Crossing sounds like.
If you really listen closely, like Animal Crossing, they actually say each individual letter.
Yeah. No, I noticed that. It's actually pretty interesting.
Because whenever you type a letter or whatever, it says E or
Yep.
F or beep or
something like that.
M or like you hear it's very slightly in like some sort of little voice.
Yeah.
And then when they're talking, they just say each individual letter separately.
I think the reason they do that is probably because of the original Japanese. Like, if you did that in Japanese, you could actually say essentially the entire alphabet.
Avast!
I mean, it would probably sound a little fake and cheesy, but like Japanese is fortunately pronounced basically exactly as it's written. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed that like Japanese is cool. Is in like it can be pronounced in both English and legit Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can go like ka or oo, but it can be written.
Mm-hmm.
Because of their what was it kanji?
Yeah, but also hiragana and katakana. I don't know which one you're speaking of specifically.
I don't know, but I mean, it can be like pretty much like subdivided into both languages of English and Japaneseical.
You let someone get hurt.
I didn't mean to. I guess this might be a good time to bring up before when I was talking about like me almost dying.
Yeah.
And then,
We wanted
like,
to give you a chance to tell that story.
Oh, I'll just go ahead and summon a meteor.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not, because
you might need that later.
I need judgment. Because I don't know when I got all my freaking gen.
Man, they've been adding up.
I guess I'll do that. Anyway, God, I was probably 12, man.
Yeah?
I think I might have told you this.
You probably told me at some point.
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, this guy's pretty cool.
Pow!
Oh, yeah.
Boosh! Boosh! Destroys half the world for one attack.
Yeah. You just nuked the planet to destroy
I
those
probably should have
Manowars.
saved that for the Kraken, dude.
Maybe you can get your edition back by then. Who knows?
Hey, are you okay? You better go pick some slum to go grow for us, because Sailor got hurt. Anyway, no, I was having some sort of, like, family reunion. I was in Oregon, actually. And, I mean, big old family, you know. You know my family.
Yeah.
I remember my older cousins, they were, like, older meaning, like like 6 to 10 years older.
So which passenger are you gonna pick?
I'm gonna pick the merchant. Can I switch? I'm gonna pick this merchant.
Hey Ron, you've got a good eye.
Is that the merchant talking?
I think so.
Where's the old man? Was that the old man?
That was the old man you were
Okay.
just talking to. He said,
Make
ho,
the
ho.
priest do it.
Oh, actually, you can get your the Jin fixed up right now. I just heard them refreshing while you were walking around here.
Oh, okay. I'll just continue my story and just. Anyway, so I was at this Oregon Beach resort kind of thing with my huge, enormous family, which I love fanatically. And oh wait, they're all sweet. They're already done.
Yep.
My cousins, my older cousins, were out in the deep surf. Like the thing is, with like the beach that we were at, it would stay like a shelf for a long time. So you can go like way out there, and you would still be knee deep.
Sure.
And what they would do is they would go and fight the waves.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it was knee deep, but you'd still have big waves out there.
Sure.
And what they would do is they'd like stand out there and like either punt, they'd stand out there and go like, ah, and like let the wave break on them or like punch it and stuff.
Sure.
And me and one of my other cousins was like really young. We were like, good God, how young was I?
You said you were 12.
I'm trying to think. I might have been even younger.
Sure.
But yeah, they were out there, fighting waves. I'm like, that looks so fun. I want to do that. But my parents wouldn't let me go back out. Go out there.
Yeah, you wanted to be cool like
No,
your cousins.
yeah, my cousins were. Yeah, they were like older, cooler, awesomer, and I wanted to do it, but I couldn't. So me and my cousin, who was my same age, I would have to like sit in like the pools of water and just like splash around. We're like, hee.
Yeah, the kiddie pool.
Yeah, pretty much. And so we were out there in our ankles, basically. Maybe up to our knees.
Sure.
And then, well, we're just sitting there doing our stuff, and all of a sudden, like, I remember, like, we were up to literally right up to our knees. That's it. And then all of a sudden, I was looking around. I looked at my dad and my uncle, who was on the beach, sitting in their their lazy lawn chairs or whatever, just like sitting in the sun. And they looked really lazy.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden I heard, "Daddy, help me!" And then I turn around, and then I see my cousin getting swept out into open water.
Oh.
And I had a moment of, what the fuck do I do?
Yep. As you would.
Yeah, no, seriously.
In a
I mean,
sudden
I'm
emergency
looking at my
situation
cousin
when you're a
who
kid.
was. I'm looking at my cousin who was my age, who I had spent most of this reunion like hanging out with, getting swept into open water by a swell of water, and dragged down.
Yep.
So naturally, as the person that I am, I tried to step out and extend my hand. And that exact moment, I got pulled into the current like he did. Because he stepped in a wrong area, up to your knees. The current would be so strong, it will sweep you out, and then basically it's like a big old shelf.
Yeah, like a riptide kind
Drags you, and it's called a sneaker wave.
of thing. Okay.
And yeah, it dragged me under. And literally, I mean, I'm looking at my cousins, 100 feet out there, fighting waves, and I'm going under like 100 feet, like 20 feet from the shore, going under the water. And I swear to God, it was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I went under the water. The last thing I remember was trying to reach from the hand of my cousin, trying to grab him and pull him back, but I fell in too. I remember peeking above the water, and it's just like in the movies, where it's like you see the camera getting under the water but slowly going under. Then they poke back up and see something going on.
Yep.
And I got my head above the water just slightly, and I saw every single uncle and dad just charging bull strength for the water.
I can imagine.
It was just, oh my God! It was like a crusade kind of thing. Just every single person.
It was
just barreling down.
What they started coining as the Avenger Run.
Yeah.
The heroes rushing in.
Yeah. They were all just like, I saw them like splashing in the water, stepping, and just running for us. And then the next thing I know, I see blackness, and I started getting tunnel vision.
Yep.
And I know it's exactly like the movies, but that's exactly what happened. I felt my hand get grabbed and yanked up.
There's probably a reason why the movies do it.
And then the tunnel vision disappeared as I got pulled up, and then one of my uncles was grabbing me, and the other one had my cousin. But ever since I think it's ever since then I've never really liked water.
It's kind of, I was gonna say funny, but funny's not the right word, because it'd be like funny as in like uncool funny, not funny as in haha funny.
Well, I mean, you remember me in high school, dude. I was like so skinny. I had no body mass. I had no floating ability. I could not even tread water.
What I was gonna say about the funny, not haha funny, but you know, not so great funny, is so you seem to have had quite a few experiences like that. I remember you had another story about why you hated roller skating, and just like you keep going out to do these adventurous things, and then something bad happens.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't want to do that again.
Well, I just don't like roller skating, period.
I mean, I thought it was cool when I was a kid.
I never liked the skate deck. It was like a bar for middle schoolers.
I always thought it was pretty fun to go.
I mean, they play the stupid chicken dance.
Yeah, I never participated in that because that was dumb. But
I mean, if I was like drunk, it might not be, but
I would not go roller skating drunk.
well, I mean, middle schoolers aren't supposed to get drunk.
Well, there's that too. But the point is that, like, I remember you said that one reason why you stopped doing it was because you'd fallen and chipped your tooth.
Yeah, I fell face first, flat on the thing, and I watched my tooth go dancing and falling across the deck, I guess.
Yeah, and that's fairly traumatic, all things considered.
Yeah, it scarred me for. Oh, I got an extra. Just got pick on him. Why do you have that, Braun?
That's a good question.
You stupid idiot.
You must have forgotten to move it after you picked it up. Either that or we're down a fire, so I couldn't put it on someone else. But,
Do you have any traumatic stories you can share with the world?
honestly, probably the one that comes to my mind the most is,
The one that I pushed you down the hill?
yeah, you pushed me down a hill on my bicycle, and I was not ready for it, so I had no control over the bike.
All I remember was you freezing.
Yeah, like, I was not ready, and then suddenly I was going downhill, like, at maximum speed, and I was like, oh, crap. So I hit this rail that's at the bottom of the road, and I went flying. I flipped over this rail thing with my bike.
The guardrail.
And it's really weird to say this, but fortunately, there was a big thorn bush there. So I got caught by the thorn bush. The big blackberry bush.
You got a couple scratches. That's it.
No, honestly, I got off pretty lucky. If that bush hadn't been there, it would have been way worse.
Yeah, like it's a gravel pit, like a big old quarry.
Yeah, so I mean, like,
You go flying 50 feet, you're like, oh!
they cleared out that bush later, and even if the bush hadn't have been there, it still would have been like, you know, 10, 15 foot just down steep hill.
And then it just grows back every couple years.
Yeah, so point is that, like, if that bush hadn't have been there, it would have probably hurt quite a bit. So I thought I got off pretty lucky there overall.
That's your most traumatic story?
You know, honestly, my parents never did anything too adventurous, and when we did, I was either smart enough or lucky enough that nothing bad happened. I mean, the only time I've really seriously been injured in my life is, back in, like, just after high school, actually. We were doing some sword fighting, and,
Oh, that's right, you got your...
I missed a
finger.
block. Someone was swinging with the wooden sword, and I moved my sword up to block, and I missed, and they hit me right in my pinky finger,
Missed.
and it broke my pinky finger. And then I had to sign up for college and shake a lot of hands with my hand, like, covered in a cast, so...
And do your art or whatever?
Yeah, it's very difficult to participate in most of my normal day-to-day activities when my right hand is covered in a cast to help my pinky finger heal. It was very inconvenient.
Next time on Operation Pixel, we'll figure out who's gonna replace the Swordman.
Yeah, we're almost done with this ship part.
Yeah, that's why I just set all my Jin.
Cool.
I think the Kraken is coming up.
Cool.
Release the Kraken.